Right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third API podcast. Today's guest, none other than the walk-in highlight reel, a man who's been everywhere in the API world, the great white himself, the man who puts the A into API, Singapore's most capped player, an API legend, Mark Bernaldez. Welcome.
Hi, Simon. Thank you for having me on this API podcast.
Yeah.
And it's an honor to be part of this right now and a part of this journey. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. You've been a huge member of the API. Making API what it is. So, looking forward to hearing your side of the story. So, yeah, let's get into it, eh?
Yeah, looking
Right.
forward to it.
Yeah. Firstly, how did you first discover dodgeball, and what made you fall in love with it?
I believe it was back in 2012. And then I was actually playing a weekend soccer game with my friends. And then in the morning, and then my friend asked me, hey, look, Mark, would you like to play beach dodgeball in Sentosa? And then when I played it for the first time, I guess that was when I got hooked to the sport. So yeah, it's been since 2012. I've been playing dodgeball. Yeah.
I think it's when was it 2012. I think when we came to Malaysia and Singapore as well for the Worlds. Were you part of it when we came to play beach dodgeball? Were you there?
Oh no, I wasn't there. I didn't know any international players back then yet. It was just a casual beach dodgeball that back then DAS, the only dodgeball association in Singapore, they have been organizing beach dodgeball maybe almost every weekend back then.
Yeah.
And then I happened to be one of their beach dodgeball sessions.
Oh, cool. Yeah. No, when we after the 2012 Malaysia Worlds, we went to a few of us New Zealanders went to Singapore and played in Sentosa. It was awesome on the beach, and
Oh wow, that's cool.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, that's definitely changed a bit since 2012 Sentosa Island.
Yeah, definitely a lot.
So I don't know if there's facts or not, but I've heard that you're the Singapore's most capped player. Is it true? You played the
Um,
most times for Singapore?
I would believe so, and definitely because I played in 2016 World Dodgeball Championship, and then at the same time, um, World Dodgeball Championship for the WDA. I don't know what it's called back then. It was in Manchester. So
Yep.
and then a number of Asia Dodgeball Championships, 2015, 17, and then 19. I
Yeah.
played a lot of international
Games.
tournaments, and especially the 2014. I believe it's including the New Zealand's, the Philippine teams, Singapore, Malaysia, and then the rest of the world, which had a few US players back then. And I believe that was the first time that I met you guys.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I never made that trip, which is pretty gutted, But yeah, it's a good trip. I heard from the New Zealand boys had say about it.
Yeah.
Few good off-field antics.
Wait, say again?
A few good off-court antics.
Oh yeah,
Putting
definitely. Yeah,
talent
yes,
channel.
definitely. The
Yeah.
true train.
So, did you ever see yourself becoming most capped player for Singapore, or one of Singapore's most prominent players?
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely gonna be one of the most capped player, and I'm still playing even up to now. So after many years, I'm definitely still having the passion and desire to keep playing for Team Singapore and maintaining being the most capped player in Singapore. Yeah.
That's cool. So, looking back, what would you say would be the proudest moment wearing the Singapore jersey?
I would say 2017 Asia Dodgeball Championship in Malaysia. That was, I believe, we were playing the cloth um dodgeball tournament, and this was the Asia Dodgeball Championship that was back then under WDA, and then if it's under and it's also under the Dodgeball Federation of Asia, and they had I think 9 international teams: Malaysia, Hong Kong, um, Singapore, Pakistan, India, and a few more amazing Australia, Japan, definitely. and then yep, these were the few countries. Iran, yep, Iran.
Yeah.
And I think why I say this is the most proudest moment of Singapore while wearing the Singapore jersey is because that was the first time that Singapore got third placing for an Asia Dodgeball Championship, and then it was against Japan, and Japan coming in to the Asia Dodgeball Championship for the first time has made a tremendous impact in their first appearance in international stage, and they really put a good fight against us, and it was a close fight between the two of us, and but we came up on top, and that gave us the final qualifying spot to 2018 World Cup Dodgeball Championship in Madison Square Garden in New
Oh,
York.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. Madison Square Garden, that's a whole nother chapter of how things went down. Good or
yeah,
bad, it's still pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So you sort of mentioned Japan then, and it's quite cool that Japan are now coming to this year's API. Um,
Oh
yeah,
wow, okay, that's
yeah, so
nice.
it's
That's
got a
cool.
couple of teams coming, and so looking forward to seeing how they go. That should be cool.
Oh yeah, that's definitely looking forward to that too.
Yeah, cool, awesome. Oh yeah, so anyway, you've played in multiple API invitationals and stuff. Which one stands out as most memorable for you, and why?
The most memorable one, I would say, definitely the first API in Wellington, New Zealand, and I believe that was to be 2014.
Yep, it's correct.
And because that's like the furthest international dodgeball tournament that I have ever traveled in from Singapore. And I believe that was when you guys invited me to come down to play for this Anzac dodgeball, which is basically teams from Australia and New Zealand. And then I was like, why not? I haven't been to New Zealand, and then I was picking up dodgeball at a very fast pace, and I was like wanting to travel around the world to play dodgeball, then at the same time travel and to do my traveling. And yeah, that was the most memorable one API that I've ever played, and it means a lot to me because I think that basically started the journey of me being involved in API for the subsequent years,
Yep.
and eventually I brought it back to Singapore, and I believe API Singapore was the one that kicked off um, having more international teams being involved in this API tournament in the near
Yeah,
future, even up to now.
100%. Yeah, yeah. And actually, I don't know how I first got in touch with you. Maybe was that after that the New Zealand team had been in Singapore, had they?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
The Asia International Dodgeball Singapore International Dodgeball Tournament that you guys came down, and then we maintained contact with each other, and then basically you invited me to Wellington. I even
One of
if
one
I'm
of
not
about.
wrong, Bronson was the one. But was it Bronson?
Yeah, me and Bronson. Yeah.
Yeah, that you and Bronson. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, and like I said, you put the A into API, definitely. Like without the your little Asian influence, Mark would still be just doing Australia, New Zealand. I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. It would if I wasn't involved, it would just definitely just be within Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, so one of those old what do you call it, sliding door moments or turnkey moments, whatever. It just changes direction of how something went on, and that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So from the first one to now, how much would you say it's obviously grown and changed, but yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
From the first one to now, how much has it grown?
Yeah.
I would definitely say it has grown so much more competitive. And then not only that, we have amazing players from all over the world just coming down for this API dodgeball tournaments. Um, where a lot of players that don't get a chance to play for their country, but when API is available, that gives a lot of unheard players or a lot of players that didn't experience international level of dodgeball, and this is the platform for all of them to be involved and have a chance to not just play dodgeball with international players, but also to give them a chance to travel to different countries to experience the culture, the food, the scenery, and what it's like to be in that country other than just playing dodgeball. And I would say to me, API is like the best of both worlds. Not only do you just play dodgeball, you get to travel with your teammates, your friends, your family, and before or after API, and get to experience what it's like to be in that country. Yeah, that's what I think stands out for API.
Yeah, it's definitely sort of unique in that. I can't think. I mean, there might be other sports that offer the same thing, but like I say, the chance to travel and play a sport that we all love is pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
So, any great white moments at API that the crowd or your teammates talk about?
Um, I believe there's a number of it, but I would say the most significant one would be the API Malaysia. I got to play with a Singapore team, Sitting Ducks, and then there were a lot of amazing dodging moments where I was able to execute. So I would say there was one play where I went for a counter attack, and then when I did that counter attack and I was lying down on the ground, there was an opponent that was having a ball ready to throw at me, but before when he threw the ball at me, I basically push off from the ground and did a Superman dodge, and that was when people called me the Great White back then, and yeah, those was the few moments that I managed to execute a number of times, and that was how I got the nickname of the Great White, and yeah. It was a lot of significant, amazing agile dodging from me. Yep.
I mean, when I think of you as a player, apart from the getting told off and telling your teammates off for not doing the right thing, that's
Yeah.
how I think of you. As, you know, that little jumping up flat Supermans and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes. Definitely. Jumping
Yeah,
off from the ground, jumping with two balls, and then having my legs tucked into my chest, and yeah, making those amazing dodges in the game of
yeah,
dodgeball.
that's cool. All right, so you've been dodgeball in Singapore. You've been there since the early days. How has dodgeball evolved in Singapore over the years?
Um, I believe dodgeball has really definitely improved a lot, and we got a lot of players from both the cloth and foam dodgeball that has been um, getting involved into the Singapore dodgeball community. And through the past 3 years alone, we have, or should I say 7 years? We have organized 7 years of Singapore Dodgeball League. And in the beginning, there was only like maybe four teams in the first season of Singapore Dodgeball League. And up to now, the latest league, we had eight male teams, seven female teams, and nine mixed teams. And from having four teams to now having, sorry, in the first year, four mixed team only, and then up to now where we have three categories: male, female, and mix. And having that much teams, and from having only three to four clubs to now having 6 to 7 clubs, we definitely expanded a lot in the foam community. And yeah, dodgeball definitely in Singapore is growing and expanding, and as much as we can, we'll definitely continue to develop and promote the sport of dodgeball in Singapore, within Singapore. Yeah.
And what would you say have been the biggest challenges in growing Singapore dodgeball?
Biggest challenges. Oh my goodness.
I'm going to be honest. I follow your Instagram, and it seems to be quite a few challenges that you sort of seem to post about.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, I hate to say this a lot. I hate to say this, but recently we got a political conflict and issues um with me and the dodgeball federation of committee, and then yeah, I will just keep it short and sweet. Let's just say that things didn't go out that I planned or wanted it to be, and there were a few people that were against it. And basically, in the end, I just said, you know what, I quit. Why not you guys take over from here? And yeah, basically from being the president of the Dodgeball Federation, I'm no longer part of the dodgeball committee. At the same time, I'm no longer the head coach of Singapore. So yeah, I would say the biggest challenge in Singapore right now, it's you having the vision and ideas and basically the objectives, the mission that you have for Singapore for the next few years has come to a pause, or should I say, has basically come to a pause because for me, there's so many other things that I want to do for Singapore. Other than all the things that I've done in the past few years, I definitely was looking forward to building the kids dodgeball community. At the same time, um, I had the plan or idea to organize the World Dodgeball Championship in Singapore, and a lot of things that I wanted to do, and it has come to a complete halt. And we'll see how it goes in the next few years. Maybe it's good for me to take a break, and then see how it goes.
That's always the hardest thing, like pouring your heart, your passion into a sport where it's, you go through periods where there's hardly any players and it's, you still battle there every time. There's no one else to help you. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, get through a period where people coming in to help and they don't
Yep.
share that same vision. So it's hard to let go of that sort of aspect there, you see a way that's going to be done and then someone else comes in with a different opinion and you're kind of like, you just come in and sort of, it's kind of insulting almost to a certain degree,
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. What you
yeah,
said is definitely I
the
would
bigger man
agree
rises
to.
to the equation.
Yeah. But I'm not just gonna say that I was doing it alone. I definitely had the current dodgeball committee members, and even in the past there were a lot of amazing individuals that has helped me develop the sport of dodgeball, and they definitely contributed a lot within the best of their capabilities. And I want to take this opportunity to thank them for you know doing so much for the sport of Singapore, for the sport of dodgeball in Singapore, and they have been doing it for free and out of their free time, that they have contributed so much to the dodgeball of Singapore. So yeah, thank you.
Anyone you give a shout out to in particular?
Oh wow, in particular, oh man, uh Li Xuan, Monkai, Risa, Ganesh, Lorene, Sasha, Jovis, Valerie. Um, yeah, these are the people that has definitely made an impact and contributed their time and effort to building Singapore to where it is right now. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we are right now. For me, I'm just the guy that, hey, I'm gonna bang through the doors and keep opening opportunities for us, keep pushing dodgeball to greater heights and net levels, and no matter what it is, I'll always take the leap of faith to bring dodgeball Singapore higher. I don't really like to say no, take no for an answer. So yeah, I'm the stubborn guy that keeps pushing through all the way. And maybe sometimes people don't like the way I work or do things, but I think that's something for me to improve on and try to work with the team better. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes again.
I mean, even throwing back to the the original boys, E-Man and Neo. I know you guys have a bit of a conflict a few
Oh
times, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, that
without those
definitely
guys at the
also have to
start,
say thank you to them, because they're the one that started dodgeball, and they definitely deserve the credits also. But yeah, through the years, the conflict has definitely made it hard for us to ever work together again. Yeah.
yeah. That's the thing. That's the same. Someone's opinion or someone's views would be different. Makes it hard when you disagree with it. But I mean, from my point of view on the outside, Shrek, aka E-Man, he was the man I first had such a good time with in Singapore. So
Yeah.
yeah, had a great time with him actually. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah,
all good, all good. Good memories
yeah,
with them.
Anyway, so who's the next generation of Singapore dodgeball players we should be looking out for coming up? Who's the young fellas coming through?
Oh, okay. For me, there for the male categories, I would say Ganesh, Justin, Sebastian, Cheng Yu. Um, wow. Jovis. From Ragnarok, Gabriel. If he there's this good guy, Gabriel. He throws really hard and he can play very well. But currently he's a doctor, so he doesn't have much time playing for a team Singapore. So for me that's a new next generation of players that will be the future for Singapore. For elites, you have Cheng Yu. Yeah, majority is Sebas. Ragnarok, Jovis, um, and Gabriel. If it's Sitting Ducks, Yongtia, Bash. If it's Arcane, I would say Wong Kang, Sean, Kevin, and Deshaun. These four players. If it's MMD, uh, no, all of them are old players. So yeah, there's no young players anymore. Um, yeah, I think that's most of it already.
It sounds it like you pretty much named every player in Singapore.
Yeah, and then for the female, that's for the male players. So female,
Right.
Gabby, Fleon, Gracia, uh, Risa, uh, man, God damn it, they're not in my head right now. I gotta see the player list and I'm able to name it out. For Arcane, Venice, Shi Ying, Yijie, Xing Yi. Yeah, these are the few players that are picking up right now. Yeah, that's currently the players in my mind. There's definitely a lot more, but I've been out for the game for like quite some time, so I can't remember all of the names. So yeah, these are the few players that can come up from my mind right now.
No little baby great whites coming through the scene.
Yeah. Oh,
Any
maybe, or maybe,
little
maybe
baby great white?
in 10 to 15, maybe in 10 or 15 years. Yeah, maybe.
Right, maybe. Yeah. Hey, moving on to on-court battles. Across all the
Yeah.
international experience, which team or player has been your toughest opponent?
Oh man, toughest opponent. I would definitely say the Malaysians in both cloth and foam dodgeball international tournaments. Malaysian is definitely really good, and that's why I always and we always have a tough time playing against them. It's not only they are agile whatsoever, they also throw really accurately and hard, and they got really good team strategy and team and game sense in the game in the sport of dodgeball. And yeah, I would definitely say Malaysia is the toughest opponent. Yeah,
What about individual?
individual. I definitely managed to play with a lot of amazing players. I would say um Wei Sheng, Malaysia, Pyong, currently from Malaysia, currently right now in Hong Kong. Um, if it's US, Shoto, uh, Andrew Ketchum, and if it's Australia, Nicole, um, and yeah, these are the few players that really I played against and definitely are my toughest opponent. And yeah, they'll be hard to break whatsoever. Yeah, these are the few that's off my mind right now.
I remember the wee video from a few years ago with you. I think it was you and Robert CK and a bit of a
Oh,
one-on
yeah,
battle.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
was
definitely. Oh, yes. How can I forget that? Oh, yes, definitely Robert CK. So, definitely I would put him on my list as the toughest opponent because there was this one tournament, I believe it was many years back. I can't remember which year. Um, so this Malaysia, so basically, I went to Malaysia for this tournament, and other than the typical 6v6 tournament, they also had a side event, which is the 1v1. And then back then, I was still growing and I was still building my name for myself. And Robert was also around there. He already made a name for himself, and he's definitely a player that everybody admires and knows. And just nice, the first opponent that I faced was Robert CK. And when the first two games that 1v1s was played, we were the third match of 1v1, and it was me against Robert CK. And the crowd was crazy. It was crowded. The whole court was filled with people sitting down and standing up, just waiting to watch the 1v1 between me and Robert CK. And I can tell you that was definitely the most memorable 1v1 matchup that I've ever played with any player. And Robert CK was an amazing player to play with. And yeah, after that match, everyone was clapping and cheering for both of us. And we were like hugging each other. We shook each other's hand and say, hey, look, that was the best match we ever played. And the crowd really loved it. And yeah, that is definitely one of the most memorable moments for me.
Who won? Yeah.
Oh, I actually won 5-4.
You beat him.
Yeah, I beat him. It was a close fight, and it all went down to the final point. And yeah,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter who win or lose. I would say that was definitely a match that will never will be remembered for the ages. And those that watched it that day will definitely know what actually happened. It was full of dodges, close range shots, and there was even a video I believe that was recorded that I didn't knew, and it was posted on, if I'm not wrong, TikTok, and then it gathered around 50 to 60,000 views back then. Maybe right now it could be a few 100,000 views. And
Well,
Robert
I would
CK
say that.
basically Robert CK basically dodged three balls from me at close range. He
Yeah.
was basically limping around and sorry, jumping around and pushing off the ground and dodging all my balls. Bloody hell.
I mean, okay. Yeah. What's when you're playing against the big, like Malaysia and stuff like that? Do you prepare differently to than when you're playing against a lesser opponent?
Um for Yeah, definitely. When we play against Malaysia, we definitely would want to play more aggressive, because if you sit back and just let Malaysia come in and attack, you're just basically going to be absorbing their attacks and be like sitting ducks. For me, if we want to play against Malaysia, we got to play fast pace with them, counter rush, um, any opportunity to snipe or go for the kills, we go. Don't don't play too passive. For me, Singapore, we play too passive, and it doesn't work against stronger teams. For me, if we're gonna play like a stronger team, like I mentioned, we gotta play fast pace with them. And yeah, we gotta work on our power and accuracy. That's something that I think it's lacking in majority of the players in Singapore. Power, accuracy, the strength and stamina throughout the game. There's a lot of times when I see Singapore play, they play so well in the group stage game, but when it came to knockout stages, or should I say, the first 2 days, they're all strong, good. But when it comes to the third or fourth day of the tournament, and which requires them to play in the knockout stages, which is the important games, a lot of people get injured or they get strained or the muscle no longer is able to function as how they should be on the first day. And yeah, that's the way I would prep differently. I would definitely want to prep the team to work on their strength and conditioning, accuracy and power before they go play international tournament and represent Singapore. Yeah, that's my philosophy. Yeah.
Fair enough, eh? So, yeah, it's always a challenge.
Yeah.
But if dodgeball players had trading cards, what would your special ability or rating be?
Oh wow. I was actually thinking about this way back when I saw this topic been mentioned a few times before. Um, oh man, my special ability would definitely be dodging. And rating, if you're talking about throwing, dodging, blocking, and catching, I would say throwing um eight up a point 8 from a range of 1 to 10. One being lousiest, 10 being the best. So I'll put it at 8/10. For maybe dodging, I'm definitely putting myself at 9. Blocking, maybe 7. Catching, that's something that I'm not really good at, so I'll put it as 5. But sometimes if I need
I'll
to
give you a
catch,
3.
sorry.
I'll give you a 3 for catching.
Oh yeah, 3. Yeah, maybe you give me a 3 for catching. Yeah, that's something that I don't really work on, and yeah, maybe I should start working on it. Then accuracy, definitely a 9. I know I have my accuracy there. Stamina, strength, if you want to put it all in physical fitness, it's definitely a 9.5. Yeah, because I'm definitely gonna be training really hard for my fitness for any game, and yeah, that would be my ratings. Yeah,
It would be quite cool to do like dodgeball ratings for across the board for everyone, wouldn't it? Yeah,
yeah, it would be definitely, it would be cool.
yeah,
Having all the players rating and trading cards for all the players in different countries, and yeah, why not?
yeah. Limited edition cards and stuff. So from all the teammates you've played with over the years, who would be the most funniest teammate and who's the most serious?
Funniest teammate. I would definitely put it. Give it to um Adan. Adan. He's a Malay Muslim player, a Malay player that played with me in 2023. Yeah, Adan. That would be the funnest player. But the most serious player, I would say Sebas recently. Well, when I play with him in the recent dodgeball league. Yeah, that would be the most serious one. If not, the next serious one would be Mallory. Mallory and Sebas would be the same side by side. The most serious player when it comes to the dodgeball game. Yep.
Yeah, no, fair enough. What makes the guy so funny? The Muslim player.
No,
Why is he?
what makes him so funny? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. He comes late for the league games, and even when he comes late for the league games, he's like still cracking up jokes and instead of saying sorry, and then every time example, we say don't throw, but fuck bloody hell, he still throws the ball and he gives away the catch, and he will just like, oh, I'm sorry guys, and he'll be just smiling away and walking out to the back line outline, and we're like, oh my god, this guy telling him so many things not to do, don't do this, don't do that, but end up he does it. And yeah, even though he does it, we wouldn't be so angry on him. We'll basically still be laughing it off because yeah,
Yeah.
we know he's the funniest guy. Yeah.
Sweet, funny. Do you see yourself coaching or mentoring once you retire from playing?
Uh,
Do you think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
something
Why
you
not?
do?
Why not? I mean, for me, I still see myself being able to play for another 8 to 10 years, and yeah, maybe even by then, if I retire, yeah, I would definitely be coaching the young ones. Like I mentioned, one of my dreams is to develop and promote the kids dodgeball community, so that Singapore has a future for dodgeball, and we should start working on the kids right now, so that yeah, we have a kids international dodgeball team, which I believe has been um organized under World Dodgeball Championship, the kids dodgeball international tournament that I believe it happened in Canada,
Yeah,
and then Hong Kong had a few team, and then the states had a few international teams going up there to play. And I believe neighboring countries like Malaysia, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and maybe New Zealand and Australia too. They're definitely working on their young youth developments. So yeah, we should start too.
Yeah, it's one of those tricky things. You want to do it, but trying to find the time and the resources and stuff is always the hardest part. But
Yeah.
from my experiences, like kids just love it. You know, that's
Yeah,
where they
the
go.
kids, with all the kids that I've managed to coach or play get them to play dodgeball. After the first session, they'll be asking, "When's the next one? When's the next one? Can I join? Can I join again?" And I was like, "Oh wow, I didn't know actually the kids love to play." With that impression, I always believe that if we have the opportunity to bring dodgeball to schools, primary schools and secondary schools, or even colleges, I believe more and more people will fall in love with the sport. Yeah.
Yeah. What would it mean for you if a Singapore team ever won API? Do you think it's
Oh,
possible?
if one an API, oh wow. I would definitely say it will be the proudest moment for me and any Singaporean because you know Singapore has come a long way to be, like I said, to be where we are right now. From having only less than 100 players to now maybe having 400 to 500 players in
Well,
Singapore, both playing in cloth and foam. Um, yeah, it'll be the proudest moment for me. Yeah, definitely, and it'll mean a lot to the play a lot of players in Singapore because you know, like I said, we definitely um train and work hard to be where we are right now, and we definitely have a lot of potential to be playing at the highest level. So why not?
yeah, got to aim somewhere. Started API.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you had the power to change one thing to grow dodgeball worldwide, what would it be?
one power.
If
Oh
you could
wow,
change one thing,
to change to grow to
it's a big
change
question.
one thing to grow dodgeball worldwide. What would it be? One power. Does having the mm, money
Yeah,
be a power?
yeah, it was.
Yeah, then yeah, why not? If I'm if I have if I'm a millionaire whatsoever, um, I would definitely choose to have that power, to have the power of having money, so that with money you're able to do so much with it, and to be able to develop and grow the sport of dodgeball worldwide with the money that you have. If it's unlimited, I believe we can definitely go down to every country to sponsor and give them whatever equipment that they need, coaching, dodgeballs, logistics, or maybe we can send a coach to each and every country to start developing and promoting the sport of dodgeball, and to give them free access to dodgeballs and what the coaches, referees, and whatsoever. And I believe that would be the key to being able to grow dodgeball worldwide. And with the money, you can also work on advertisement um uh, um to grow the dodgeball worldwide. Yeah,
Yeah, it's true, really. Yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to, isn't it? Is being able to afford to do all these things, isn't it?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Hey, recently you were actually named one of the first API legends. And Malaysia, you were beside Nick Fargo. How did that feel when you were named an API legend?
Oh wow. At first I was caught off guard. I didn't expected it, and when I got that award, I would say it's definitely one of the proudest moment for me. Because like I mentioned, being able to be the first Asia country to organize API in Singapore back in 2017 was definitely one of the most memorable moments, but also one of the toughest international event that I ever organized, because it's my first time, and then at the same time finding a venue was so tough, to have four dodgeball courts running at the same time, and to be communicating with so many teams from six different countries. And not only that, I've been contacting numerous countries back then, to get them to come for this event, and basically selling this event to them and say, hey, look, this is API. Back then it was called NZAC. This is one of the dodgeball tournaments where a lot of teams from Australia, New Zealand, and even Singapore and Malaysia have started playing in, and you would definitely want to be part of this, blah, 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 blah. And basically, I invested 20 plus K just to organize this API. And yeah, getting this to be recognized as an API legend, it's definitely an honorable award for me. And definitely, it basically paid off for what I've done in the past because like I said, API is where it is right now, and it's because of API Singapore definitely, and with the support of all the teams and players in the past that has definitely told me to do this, and I basically, like I said, I took the leap of faith. I went against all odds to make it happen, and yeah, it's definitely something that I'll remember for the rest of my life, and even down when I'm down in my grave. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. And like, let's just touch it on that. Like hosting that tournament in Singapore, you and like every other country does after the previous one, you raised the bar to a point that I didn't think could be beaten.
Yeah.
Like we went from Wellington and Sydney and Christchurch, which are all sort of, you're looking back, pretty low key, just turn up and not really much organisation, to what you put on was full credit to you. So. And like I said, you put the A in the API 100%. Without that, we
Yeah,
wouldn't have been
definitely.
going where we're going. So, yeah, it's quite an easy choice to put you as an API legend, but it's definitely for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to even do it in the first place. Because
yeah,
yeah, it was Christchurch. After the Christchurch, and then you basically asked me, you know what, Mark, you've been to Wellington, Sydney, and Christchurch. Would you like to organize this back in Singapore? I hesitated at first, but you know what? Why not give it a shot? And yeah,
yeah,
the rest was history.
yeah. How funny. Right, we're going to jump into some questions that have come through the old Instagram page. A couple of anonymous and a couple from people. Sophie, why called the Great White?
Why called the Great White? I would say when I was younger, I was a really aggressive player, and I love to play fast pace. And when I dodge, I really dodge like my body's on the line. And yeah, definitely the aggressive plays and the way I dodge. I believe that's why I suddenly people started to give me the nickname the Great White, and from there I basically just adopted it.
Yeah, owned it. Yeah, sweet. Another question from Sophie. Sophie, what's your favourite tournament you've been to? You mentioned Wellington, but give us another one.
Wellington was the first one, a tournament that I really love. I would say the next one would be, it's definitely two of it, Sydney API and Christchurch API, because this was the two tournaments that I was able to, for Sydney, I was able to bring two Singapore teams there. And when I brought the two Singapore teams there, it wasn't just, like I said, it wasn't just about playing dodgeball. I was able to bring my club there. And then after dodgeball, we went um, hot air balloon, we went skydiving, we basically Gold Coast, we traveled around Australia after the tournament, and it's definitely one of the memorable moments, and one of the favorite tournaments that I've been to. Yeah, Sydney, definitely.
Cool. Yeah, I mean that's the best part I think about dodgeball is the old after the travelling and seeing parts of the country.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely that's one of the things that you can do after and before tournaments.
So anonymous. So Molly, what's been the coolest thing about seeing dodgeball grow?
The coolest thing, I would say, seeing a lot of new bloods coming to the sport, and even as young as, what was that kid's age when he was in APM Malaysia?
Oh, the Hong
I think
Kong.
it's yeah. Is it Isaac or Lucas? I
It's
think he was.
14.
Sorry.
Yeah, they're
Oh yeah,
14.
14 years old, and
Yeah,
already playing in a competitive dodgeball. And I would say that's definitely the coolest thing that I've ever seen. And to have a family supporting him to play dodgeball and even following him there to watch him play and see him play, it's definitely the coolest thing that I see in dodgeball.
Yeah,
Family believe and letting a child to play the sport of dodgeball. Yeah, that's the coolest thing.
I've got to give Molly some credit. Not credit, but shout out to Molly. She was 14 as well, but I think because the 14-year-old from Hong Kong was half the size of her, I don't think anyone realised that Molly was 14 as well.
Oh wow, wow, wow! I didn't know that. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Molly's quite tall for her age, so she just, she looks.
Definitely. I was thinking she was in the late 20s already. Sorry, late teens. Sorry, late teens.
Yeah, no, she's only just. What is she now? She's only 16 now. You know,
Okay.
I
Wow,
think
wow,
15
wow.
with two APIs, and Sophie's 17. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, but
So I
yeah,
think that's exactly the same reason. I would definitely say it's the same reason where parents, not only are they playing dodgeball, they also get their kids to play dodgeball, and they are able to travel together with their kids to play dodgeball at the same time. Basically, like I said, having the best of both worlds, playing the sport that you love, and at the same time traveling with your family. So yeah, why not?
yeah, no, definitely. It's been one of the things that's made me love dodgeball a bit more.
Yeah.
Wait, this is an anonymous message. What is stopping Singapore from becoming an international power like Malaysia?
Um, I would say the passion and desire to get stronger and better in terms of strength conditioning, the strength and the speed. That's what's stopping us. Because for me, I always believe that if you want to have power in terms of throwing hard and accurate, you got to work on your strength, and that's not something that everyone in Singapore believes in. When I try to do strength and conditioning in the national team, only a handful of people joined in, while the rest would say, "Oh, Mark, I got my own training already. I'm doing my own training in the gym. I'm doing my own self training whatsoever." And yeah, that's why I said that's what's holding us back. We are not doing it together as a team, as a Singapore dodgeball team, and not everyone has the same idea of having sharing the importance of strength and conditioning. Yeah, that's what's holding us back.
Yeah, so it's something you can really work on, isn't it? If you get everyone on the same page.
Yeah, having
Yeah.
everyone on the same page. Yeah, definitely.
This is from Frederick. I don't know who Frederick is. Favorite country you have traveled to for dodgeball?
Favorite country I've traveled to dodgeball. I believe I've said a number of favorite countries before in this
Pick
podcast.
one.
I would say something different now. Then, um, I would say um Manchester.
Oh yeah, England. Yeah.
Yeah, England. I guess then again that was the first time I traveled to UK, and by going there, oh my god, the weather is so cold, and I got to see famous football teams there, Manchester United, and basically experience the culture there in UK and whatsoever. Yeah, so that's one of my favorite countries that I've traveled for dodgeball in the
And
in
this,
the in the wide range of list that I have.
yeah. It's like say when you start listing all the countries you've been to just for dodgeball, it's pretty impressive. Huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely have traveled a lot for dodgeball, for the sport of dodgeball, and yeah, some people would say, um, "Does dodgeball pay you to do all of this?" And I'm say how I wish it would be, but
Yeah.
it's definitely all out of passion that I've done this so far.
Cool. And then last question is from another anonymous person. Who is the best player in your opinion in Singapore, male and female, one only,
Okay.
one player only?
Best player. Okay, male. I would say Mallory, because he's currently the MVP player in the Singapore Dodgeball League. And for female, Gabby. She's the best female player right now in the Singapore Dodgeball League. So yeah, these are the two current male and female players that is very good in Singapore.
Cool. Awesome. Well, that's good to hear. Do you know if they're going to API?
Sorry.
Are they going to API?
Oh, are they going to API? Yes, Gabby is going, if I'm not wrong. But Mallory, no. Mallory's not going. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. All right, well, you survived all the questions. We're going to move on to the rapid fire round. I'm going
All
to say
right,
the
let's
I'm going to say it, and
go.
you got to answer it straight away.
Okay.
You all right? Favorite dodgeball memory in one word.
Favorite dodgeball memory in one word. The True Train.
If you know, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you know, you know.
Hardest hit you've ever taken. Who threw it?
Oh my goodness. I'll give it to Andrew Ketchup.
API or world champs?
API.
Beer after the game or straight to bed?
A year after the game.
Most clutch teammate you've ever had?
Mallory.
Who talks the most trash on court?
Oh man, that's definitely me.
If you could steal one skill from another dodgeball player, who would it be?
One skill from another dodgeball player. I would say, um, Mallory's catching ability.
Pre-game ritual, music, food, or something else?
Um, I would say music.
Music. Your favorite API host city so far?
Favorite API host city so far? I would say Malaysia because Malaysia had the most teams so far.
Yep. Best Singaporean food to fuel a dodgeballer?
Chicken rice.
Chicken rice. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's scarier, getting six balls at once or surviving a last man standing moment?
I would say six ball rush.
Yeah. Who would play the Great White in a movie?
Um, Mark Bernaldez.
No, who would play you in the movie? One of the seven dwarfs?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Whatever works.
If you weren't playing dodgeball, what sport would you be doing?
Oh wow, that's a good question. I would have been playing soccer.
Soccer. No.
Yeah,
We've
football.
actually
Yeah.
had a late question. We've had a late question coming in on the old Instagram. That's from Corbin. Tell us about your grinder experience in Sydney.
Oh, what the heck? You guys set me up for that. I would say it's definitely one of the craziest experience that I had because I did not know what was grinder at the first place, and when I got signed up for it, I've been receiving lots of messages and photos that I'm not supposed to be seeing, and yeah, that was one of my most memorable moments.
Yeah, part of being a Viking, isn't it? You know.
Yep, definitely crazy moments with Vikings.
Yeah. Is there anyone you reckon would make a good guest on this podcast?
Sorry, what's it again?
Who do you think would make a good guest on the podcast?
Oh, who do I think will make a good guest on the podcast? I would say Shoto. You should get Shoto in.
Yeah, he's we've got him lined up for next week.
Oh, nice, perfect. This is definitely going to be a good podcast.
Yeah.
Other than Shoto, I would say, oh my god. Who's the one that speaks out very well? Oh my god. Oh my goodness, why is it not in my head? Um, Australia. Nicole.
There you go. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
definitely lined up for the next 2 or 3 weeks' time, I'm hoping.
yeah.
Yep. Cool. Oh, well, that's a wrap. Have you got any last words you'd like to add in before we close off?
Oh man, I would say I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in this upcoming Christchurch API. Um, please prepare yourself well, and I believe you're definitely gonna have the most memorable and fun dodgeball experience in Christchurch, and it's definitely gonna be bigger, better, and you're not only gonna just be playing foam. I believe there's definitely gonna be foam and clove dodgeball for you to choose in which category you want to play. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, that was an unreal episode, Mark. The great white Bernaldez, Singapore's most capped baller, the man who put the A in the API and proof that dodgeball is live and kicking all across the region. Thanks for jumping on and sharing the stories and giving us a laugh along the way. This is the API podcast where we bring the noise, the hype, and the legends. This is API Podcast, and we're out.